This is going to be an extremely busy month. I have to watch 104 soccer games, follow the pregame, the postgame, yell useless opinions at the TV. It's a lot. So I knew that when it comes to screening for colon cancer, the choice was clear. The Cologuard Plus test. It can be used at home and can only take 15 minutes, so I can do it during halftime and not miss any action. If you are 45 or older and at average risk, ask your healthcare provider about screening for colon cancer with the Cologuard test. You can also request a prescription at Cologuard.com.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me. Taxi. Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
You're listening to Walter Sterling on the other side of midnight. On WABC, the station that's so out of sight. While other people are sound asleep, we're still talking till the morning light. With a pack of Hostess orange cupcakes, let's all take another bite. On the other side of midnight.
Robert Clotworthy is the voice of Ancient Aliens and the voice of Oak Island Gold. He is the star of the History Channel, although he would deny it. Now, just now in that jingle, Robert, you heard that was a listener-created jingle. He referred to...
Nice.
Yeah. He referred to Orange Hostess cupcakes. And that's because I confessed on the air that there were foods that I ate alone in the car that I didn't want anyone to ever know that I ate. And one of them is Orange Hostess cupcakes. Now, I'd like you to let down your guard for a moment and think, is there any food that you eat secretly?
Oh, my goodness.
That you'd be embarrassed if anybody actually knew that you sought it out and ate it. So it's Orange Hostess cupcakes for me and gas station chicken. There's some gas...
I think it would be those Hostess pies.
Which flavor?
Apple. Or cherry.
Yeah, or cherry. Apple
but you know what's weird? After I have it, it feels like I ate something metallic. Like I ate a spoon or something.
You're lucky that that's how it feels, because I don't think anything has per square inch more calories than those Hostess pies.
I would hate to go to the manufacturing plant and see how it's done. You just really do not want to see how the sausage is made.
If you think that Oak Island is full of secrets, the Hostess cupcake bakeries have far more secrets, and you would never get in to see how those are made. That could never happen.
Yeah, if those secrets were revealed, there'd be a lot of lawsuits.
A lot of lawsuits. About 10 years ago, Continental Bakeries, which made the Hostess products, went out of business, and it was bought by Bimbo Bakeries. That's correct, Bimbo Bakeries, which is a Mexican company. All of those cakes are now made in Mexico.
Well, Mexican Coca-Cola is actually better than U.S. Coca-Cola.
Do you find that to be true?
Yeah, it's got real sugar in it.
Now, you're in L.A. You can get those quarantine foods, but the rest of the country, they'll never let us have the real Coca-Cola. But it's like the secrets that that angry guy who's in charge of the Egyptian antiquities is. Every month, isn't it true? Every month you reveal a new hidden chamber in the Giza Plateau. It does
seem like that, doesn't it?
It does. And then earnest researchers try to get access to those secret rooms, secret passageways, and what always happens?
They keep the door locked and they can't find the key.
That angry guy, what's his name, that guy?
Dr. something or other. I can't remember off the top of my head.
That's right, the head of the Egyptian antiquities. He's always angry. He's the angriest man who ever lived.
It's not Rami Romani's uncle or anything. I know that.
No. It's, we should know this. He always has a hat on, and he always says, you cannot go into the chair. I don't want any new agers here. I don't want new agers. And he yelling at Graham Hancock. It's ugly. But I swear, every 2 or 3 weeks, we see a heat-sensitive photo of the Great Pyramid of Giza. And, right there is a white area that clearly there's a passage, there's a room, there's a giant room in there. You've explained to us that it's 1,000 square foot room on the upper right, and we've never been allowed in there.
Yeah, is that the one that you could actually fit the Statue of Liberty in? It's that huge?
Who wrote that? Who came up with that?
I know that we have it on the show.
Yeah, you do.
Actually, yeah.
And
I can't
yes,
remember.
it's that one. And they've never been, it was found by a Japanese student, archaeological student, and they've never been allowed in there. And what I think it is, with what's underneath the paw of the Sphinx, what's below the pyramids with those columns and those secret passages, I think what it is, it's discovered by some researcher, and then the head of antiquities for Egypt, he wants to explore them first. And he and his guys go in there, and then 2 or 3 years later, he'll reveal that he's discovered this.
He wants the glory.
He wants the glory. There was one episode of your show where he announced that he discovered Cleopatra's tomb. Do you remember that?
Yeah, you broke up for a second there. He discovered Cleopatra's what?
There was one episode where he announced that he had discovered Cleopatra's tomb.
Oh, yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
He was very excited, and then we never heard anything more about it.
That's I think that gives you a big explanation as to what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, with all the UFO drops and all of the UAP drops, you and the producers have been working overtime trying to sort it out and sequence it. Can you give us an update on the production of your show?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I worked on an episode today about Africa, which I think is going to be quite fascinating, and the stories and the commonality between the stories that they have in their culture that are very, very much akin to a lot of the stories that we found in different parts of the world. So it's really, I think, a very, very important episode. But I also spoke to the producer today a little bit about these UFO drops and the information that is or is not being released, and also mentioned what you said last week, UFO versus IFO, unidentified flying objects versus identified flying objects, that this may all just be some kind of disinformation to give you a little something, give you a shiny object to pay attention to, where we're not really lying to you. We're saying we're giving you the UFO stuff, the stuff we can't figure out, but we're not giving you the stuff that we have figured out. And I got to tell you, this is an idea that we have been working on. And we're doing a show that deals with the disinformation campaign, the official disinformation campaign that is out there, that I think is going to be quite illuminating.
When you say the official disinformation campaign, do you mean our government is propelling a disinformation campaign, or is it a different source for the disinformation?
Oh, no. I think it's from the government. Like, one thing that we were talking about was the Arrow report. And he was telling me about Dr. Travis Taylor and his opinion, because he was head of one of the members of the UAP task force. And that it seems like there's so many holes in these explanations. Like he mentioned about the Malmstrom Air Force Base situation where they had the UFOs and the 10 Minuteman missiles suddenly went offline and couldn't be operated. And I guess the government was saying, well, we were experimenting with something and we tried it out. It just happened to knock out the missiles. And Travis is saying, that's not really the way you do things. You can always simulate this stuff. You don't go out there and just try it on a UFO, on a nuclear missile and see what happens. So there's this misdirection, this misinformation that's out there. And we're looking in the official aspects of it, I think, because that's the most interesting.
Robert Clotworthy, the voice of ancient aliens, Oak Island Gold, which brings us to the next subject. Mm-hmm. What's going on Oak Island?
They are up in Nova Scotia now. They are working, and, I won't see a finished script probably till the end of the summer at the very earliest, because they go up there, I think, in April, May, and they work through November, essentially. So they're just setting up, getting ready, and they have a plan, and they have their goals for the year and their budget, and they're going for it.
What is their season? How long can they shoot?
It's usually from May to about November, so I guess it's about 6 months or so that they're up there shooting. I think we're going to be we usually do 25 episodes. I think this season we're talking about 20 some odd episodes. We're going to do maybe a few less, depending on what happens up there, of course. But that is the plan. And again, we don't know what they're going to find, what they're not going to find, what clues are going to be there, what might happen, who may fall to the curse. But we'll see.
You cleared up something for me in one of our earlier conversations, which was when I first started watching that show, I imagined from a production standpoint that they already had the answer. They had already discovered it, and they were producing to that. And then you told me, no, they have not. This is an earnest effort. They're really trying to find it. And I'm impressed with what you just said. These here days, a 20-plus episode season, 22, 24, 25, that used to be the norm, and now it's rare.
Yeah, it's very rare. But with a show like that, they're doing so much work. I mean, they're up there literally every day, 5 days a week for, 5 to 6 months, and they're bringing in heavy equipment. They're, going to different countries because they're following up on clues. So they're very, very busy, and we have to just kind of have the camera there, and we film everything, and then we bring it back, look at it, and say, okay, after a few months, we get a sense of where they're going and what they're trying to do, and then they start formulating the show around that. But no, it's not like week one they find the Ark of the Covenant. We decide, you know what, let's hold this off for 6 months and do a bunch of other stuff so we can reveal that.
Robert Clotworthy, that brings up a very important subject, which is, do you believe the Ark of the Covenant ever existed and exists today? Do you believe that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's more life. It makes life more fun to believe in some of these things. I think that it is a possibility. Why should I dismiss it? If I'm dismissing it, it's faith that's telling me I'm dismissing it because I have no proof that it's not true. And until it's proven that it's not true, it may be true. And, I joke about the Ark of the Covenant that if we do find it up on Oak Island, it should be like the Stanley Cup, that everybody gets to take it home for a day. And one thing you can't do, obviously, is open it up, because if you do, your eyeballs will drip out of your head.
Yeah, it's what I've always liked about it. I understand the search. I understand hoping to find it. What I've always liked is it is of all the relics, it is the least defined. It's not really clear what it's supposed to do. It was in all the writings about it, also not clear what it's supposed to do, but absolutely very valuable. And it's supposedly in that church. I'm trying to remember the religion.
In Africa, right?
Right, in that African church. Mm-hmm. And there's one priest who lives in there with it. And I'm surprised at some point nobody's just broken in.
Well,
it's probably
we can
best.
Theorize about that. That's interesting.
We could. You could have a whole episode about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would.
I'm going to mention that to the producers.
Have you mentioned any of my other interesting theories to the producers? Like my theory about the covering granite on the Great Pyramid, where it was said that the outside of the pyramid, most of those blocks were stolen, and they're in buildings, help construct buildings in Cairo. And I'm like, I've never seen one of the buildings in Cairo that those facing blocks contributed to its construction. I've always heard that that's what happened to the front of the pyramid, at the outside of the pyramid, but then we've never seen a shot of one of those buildings.
Well, I was talking to Max today, the producer, and he was thinking that he might even be tuning in tonight, so you might have just given him that idea.
Now, what's Max's last name?
Thompson.
Listen, Max Thompson, you're a very powerful guy. You're the Prophet Center for the History Channel. Max, the casing stones of the Great Pyramids, those white, shiny things that were supposed to be glistening in the sun and maybe were painted red, nobody's sure. when we see the pyramid, we see way at the top those casing stones, and then the story from everybody's always been they were stolen, they were taken into Cairo and helped construct buildings in Cairo. Well, there are two problems. Those are really heavy stones. I'd like to know what horse and buggy carts could carry those stones. And secondly, if that's true, they must be stunning, obvious stones. They must be remarkable-looking stones. Be great to see a shot of it. Or we find out that isn't what happened to them, and it leads us to a mystery in at least a 5-part series.
Well, we are doing an episode about the pyramids this year, so maybe it'll be a part of it.
You never know. Robert Clotworthy, you're a good friend. You're great on the show. I am grateful for your time on a Thursday night. And we look forward to Ancient Aliens on the History Channel, the next season of The Curse of Oak Island Gold. And Robert Clotworthy, thank you for being on the other side of midnight.